Okay, so I must be on 10 times now. This video is about why I got a guitar scalloped and the pluses and downsides of it. Okay, and the process you have to go through getting a scallop, because it's not as easy as you think. Okay, so going into it, I saw a video by Rob Chapman, which is this video right here, and I'll put a link down in the description below to anyone who wants to check out that video. But the one of the things, and I won't say much about the video, what's their conclusion or whatever, but one of the things that Rob said was bending on a scallop is a lot easier and a lot nicer for him personally. And I was wondering, would it be better for my style, because I can't really bend on the normal fretboard. I find that it's too cramped with the fretboard material actually in a way. So that was the reason I wanted to get a scallop. I wanted to see was it any different. So the guitar in question is this guitar. This is the guitar I got professionally scalloped by a guy from I can't remember his name, but he does very high-end work, and you can get work done by him through Everest Music, and I'll put a description their Facebook link, so you can contact them if you're interested in any work done for you. But it's in the Bray area in Wicklow, Ireland. Okay, so what I got done was the fretboard scalloped on this guitar, and you can see that there's no inlays in this. Since it's a cheap neck, the inlays weren't that deep. But I actually like it without inlays. So this is just standard HSS and Strat Square amplifier, which is a beginner's kit one. The original neck on it was warped, and the truss rod was inaccessible because the adjustment up here was actually down in the neck further, so it was down to about here. So you couldn't access it from the neck. Another thing that's done is I just changed the knobs on it and added another 2 springs, if you can see in the back there. But that's it. Oh, also sanded down the neck so it could play slightly better. So that's this guitar, and I'll get back to my thoughts on the scallop in a minute. So the next thing is I contacted a few people. I went down to the music shop and asked them, and said, yeah. They gave me a quote, and the quote seemed very reasonable for the amount of work that went into it. I'll explain what went into it in a minute, so I can explain why it was so why the price is there. And you can see in Rob Chapman's video, he got charged £120 for a full scallop on his, and I got charged a similar price. So I'm not saying it exactly, because price can vary over time. But this was a person I contacted about getting work done on the scallop, and I tried to contact them before about getting the guitar painted, which a friend is actually painting for me soon at the moment, so I'll make a video about doing that guitar up in due course. But I contacted these, and they never got back to me about either times about work that I asked them about. Refinishing the guitar is one of the things, and a scallop I was inquiring about, but they never replied to me about the work. Another person I contacted was John Moriarty, which you can find through archtop.ie, and the last website is was Guitar Workshop. It's based out in Dublin. So John Moriarty is a very high-end guitar maker in the Dublin area. He sets up guitars for someone I know, and he does a very good job at setting up guitars and making guitars themselves, and he's a great repairman from what I have heard. He doesn't provide the service of scalloping at this time, and I don't think he will, for the reason he said not many people want to get scallop anymore, and most people would lean to getting jumbo frets or higher frets to make up the difference of a scallop being there. So that was why I didn't go to either of them, and I ended up going to the music shop, so because they gave me a price and they told me that they could get it done for me. So, in turn, why a scallop? Like I said before, it's easier to bend on, so you can actually get under the string since it's curved, and your finger, and the note sustains for a good while as well. So that's the main reason for a scallop. Another reason is you can move faster since your finger isn't contacting the fretboard. You haven't got any friction there. Some of the negatives about a scallop is, one, for this neck in particular, the inlay was scraped out. So as you can see there, on this angle, there's no inlay in the guitar except, but you can see these little dots where the inlay was. I have to look at this monitor here to see where I'm pointing. But I can see where the inlay was on the guitar, and basically he took the inlay out because it was chipping and just filled it up for me. And it doesn't make any difference, it's just a look from the front of it, since you still have your side dots to give you a location of which fret you're on. So that's one negative. Another negative is you can't dead grip it. So if you're one of these people who will put your finger down until you make contact with the fretboard, you'll tune it up higher than you're mean to, so you'll tune it sharp by accident. Another thing is you can't use a capo anymore. So a capo would basically dead grip this whole guitar neck along the fretboard, and it will actually tune it nearly a half step higher by accident in the process. But if you're one of these people who just do lead guitar, so if you're one of these people that just like to bend and do fast licks and all, a scallop will be, I would recommend a scallop. I would recommend actually playing one before you invest in it. So that's really it. That's all I can really say in this video about getting the scallop done. It's mainly just, it doesn't affect the sound necessarily, it just means your notes can sustain better because you haven't got anything in the way and it's just the frets. And they're just easier to bend on, so the note sustains better because it's easier to bend on as well. So that's mainly it. And that's all I'm going to say in this video about this guitar. Okay, so I'm going to end that here, and I'm going to call it the channel. I'm going to change it, the channel name, to something that's more personal to me. And that's it really. I'm just going to change the name to something that's more personal. So yeah, that's it. Bye.